Hello, I'm Jon Elias and I'd like to talk today about this Chippendale Bureau bookcase, or as Chippendale described it in his pattern book, a desk and bookcase. Chippendale was born just over 300 years ago in Otley, Yorkshire, and during his lifetime he is perhaps the most famous of all English designers and furniture makers. He had a wealth of knowledge of the architectural styles and had very good clients that were looking for his work from all over the country. There were many important pieces and houses that he furnished. This bureau bookcase, as it would be described in common terms now, is unique in a lot of respects. The early desks perhaps were quite often like this, with the fall supported on the drawers, the two outer drawers. Later they had sort of loopers, which gave a clearer area to sit without having the drawers affecting the knee. It comes in two parts, lifts off and screws down. It's from the Chippendale pieces. Sometimes it's difficult to describe what is a Chippendale piece, or if it's Chippendale period or in the style of Chippendale. And there were very few pieces that were marked, but a lot of the early pieces, they did have particular features, like the style of carving and the unusual arrangement of particularly of this model, where there's drawers in the middle and two cupboard doors, which is, I've not seen any other one of this design. It's got particularly, Chippendale was a famous carver, or his basically from his pattern book. His pattern book gave examples of different styles that different cabinet makers and furniture makers all over the country could use and develop for their clients. This is actually a very similar basic design of the bureau bookcase, with the drawers in the middle and two cupboards. And with a lot of his pieces, it shows variations of the carving on different sides and how they might be finished. And a lot of makers would perhaps show it to their own clients to say, would you like it like this, or would you like glass in the top? And some of the models, this one in particular, does have shells in the top, which I think it's a solid panelled door. And he did make some bookcases that had this one glass, but sometimes they were backed by fabric. But I think the design of this one, it's based on a solid panel, which I think there have been some bookcases designed just seems to be suspended on glass, or perhaps even a picture glass. But this probably gives a bit more support for the carving. The carving is very closely detailed. There's nice matching features of the inverted shield, which is also repeated on the lower parts of the lower drawers. The drawers themselves are early. They're about 1750. A lot of furniture makers, they all the early chests of drawers and cabinets nearly always worked with the linings running front to back, but that, because of the way they made them, they often contracted and you have splits in them, which is why later on nearly all the drawers after about 1760, 1780, you nearly always find them going side to side. On the inside of this, it is a particularly solid, heavy, close-grained mahogany, which a lot of them were specially chosen for the style of the grain and the quality of the they were able to get a very nice finish on the final surface as well as on the carving. This one has got small drawers. The top drawer has a I think perhaps it's the bottom drawer has small inkwells. All the linings, the inside part of the drawers are all oak, whilst all the top facing wood is all in close grain mahogany. It has got a particularly nice 4-lever lock, and I think that's probably the main features. They sometimes had different, sometimes they might have a head or sometimes a vase or inverted shape, which was sometimes changed or fitted at the choice of the customer. I think that's as much as I'd like to say about it. I've certainly enjoyed studying it, and with a lot of Chippendale pieces there's been so much written about the styles and the quality, and that each one perhaps shows a little bit more about why he is so important and so well liked across the world. Thank you.